Miko Yatsuya begins noticing things, such as dogs barking at nothing and a handprint on her mirror. At school she meets her friend Hana Yurikawa, and a red-eyed girl from another class almost talks to her but decides not to. Later Miko's charm goes missing, so she returns to school to find it and sees a human-shaped mist that disappears. Waiting at a bus stop in the rain, a terrifying ghost of an old, rotting woman appears and demands to know if Miko can see her. Despite her terror, Miko pretends she sees nothing, and the ghost eventually vanishes. Miko returns home, but while preparing for bed, the ghost of a man appears in her bathroom and leans with his hand on the mirror, explaining the handprint she saw that morning. He too demands to know if she can see him, but she manages to ignore him until he vanishes. Placing salt in her room to drive away spirits, Miko attempts to sleep but realizes the salt doesn't work as the man reappears with his head on her stomach. The next day at school, Miko sees the ghost of a deceased student and tearfully realizes she has not been dreaming. She really is seeing ghosts. Miko starts seeing ghosts at school, starting with the ghost of a schoolgirl that wanders the halls and then to a disembodied head that haunts the school locker room. She then sees a ghost groping Hana and is unable to get rid of it until it sees the more attractive school nurse and switches to groping her instead. After school, Miko and Hana go out to buy pastries, but Miko gets distracted looking at her phone and accidentally ends up in a line of ghosts queuing up to be eaten by a much larger ghost. After buying their pastries, Hana and Miko come across an abandoned kitten being haunted by a ghost that just stares at it. Hana sends out a social media post to see if anybody is willing to adopt a kitten. Two men then arrive, one a handsome young man and the other an intimidating-looking scarred man. Miko sees the handsome man surrounded by evil cat spirits and gives the kitten to the scarred man, who has two angelic cat spirits having two tails watching over him. The scarred man accepts the kitten and takes it home, where it's revealed he got his scars from cat scratches. He lovingly takes care of the kitten while the spirits of his wife and his previously owned cats watch over him. Miko heads out to meet Hana at a cafe but is haunted by a chatty ghost on the bus ride there. At the cafe, she sees a handsome young man haunted by the spirit of a clingy, jealous woman and has to covertly convince the ghost she's not interested in the man. After Hana arrives, Miko sees the handsome man is dating a woman who is haunted by numerous spirits of clingy, jealous men, giving her the impression that they are both unfaithful lovers. Miko then buys some prayer beads to try and ward away the ghosts, and while they initially work, the prayer beads immediately break when she encounters a much more powerful ghost. Seeing Miko's prayer beads break, Hana takes Miko to a local fortune teller called the Godmother. The Godmother initially tests a cheap prayer bead on Miko in an effort to scam her but realizes Miko is haunted when the prayer bead breaks, and she can see the faint shape of a ghost behind Miko. She also sees Hana radiating a powerful energy aura, which protects her from ghosts, but also serves to attract them. In order to help Miko, the Godmother gives Miko her most powerful prayer beads. However, the prayer beads also break. Miko gives up on trying to use prayer beads, and the Godmother, whose real name is Mitsu Takeda, decides to retire from fortune-telling and live with her son in the countryside. Miko continues trying to cope with a life of being able to see ghosts, as she starts seeing them in bookstores and around vending machines. While shopping with Hana, she picks up a special seasonal chestnut pudding. Meanwhile, Miko's brother Kyoyusuke notices her strange behavior and comes to suspect that she's in an abusive relationship with a boyfriend. Wanting to protect Miko, Kyoyusuke secretly follows Miko around, but is unaware of the ghosts haunting her. Later that night, Miko sees a ghost in her bathroom and, not wanting to make it look suspicious, welcomes an embarrassed Kyoyusuke, who was just outside the bathroom to see if she had any hickeys, to take a bath with her, to ward away the ghost. Kyoyusuke doesn't see any marks like hickeys on her body and relaxes further when she says she doesn't have a boyfriend. The next day, Miko tries to eat breakfast with her family, but a large ghost appears around them. Miko excuses herself and leaves the chestnut pudding on her father's funeral altar. It's then revealed that Miko's father has been a ghost all this time. Her father apologizes for eating her pudding last year without her permission. He never got the chance to do so before dying in an accident. Miko takes happiness in that she was able to have closure with her father. An after credits scene reveals she can now see ghosts through television broadcasts as well. One of Miko's schoolmates, Yuria Nigurito, is shocked to see Mitsu has closed down, as she had wanted to be her apprentice. It's revealed that Yuria can also see ghosts since she was young and dreams of becoming a fortune teller and an exorcist herself. She learns that Miko was the last customer Mitsu had seen, and witnesses Miko avoiding a ghost. Yuria confronts Miko at school, telling her that she can see ghosts as well, but Miko continues to deny it. It's revealed that the much more powerful ghosts Miko can see are still invisible to Yuria, and Yuria's boasting of her abilities attracts the attention of one such ghost nearby. In order to keep it away, Miko is forced to subdue and knock out Yuria. Yuria recovers in the nurse's office, where Miko apologizes to her, but Yuria interprets Miko's words as a threat to stay away from her. Later that night, while coming back from school, Miko comes across an old woman who has poor memory. She takes the woman to her home but is haunted by a ghost near the woman's home continually whispering the numbers 4631 to her. Miko shows the old woman the numbers and she used those to open a safe containing a special hair comb from her husband, and she regains her memories after putting it on. The husband's ghost thanks Miko before letting himself be eaten by a larger ghost. While coming back from a pastry shop with Hana, Miko sees a very large and scary ghost. Hana heads out to meet Miko, not knowing the same ghost is haunting her, using her life force aura to cook and eat smaller ghosts. She then comes across a young boy whose dog ran away into an abandoned building, and she agrees to help find the dog. She manages to find the dog and return it to the boy, but the ghost following her has fed so much that it has heavily mutated by the time she meets up with Miko. Miko takes Hana to Mitsudani's shrine in hopes of finding a way to get rid of the ghost. They make a prayer at the shrine and Miko wishes to get rid of the ghost. As if in response, a pair of shrine maiden spirits and a massive spirit arrive and destroy the ghost. The larger spirit then utters the cryptic words 3 times to Miko before disappearing, leaving her uncertain about what it meant. Still remembering how Miko humiliated her, Yuria swears to get revenge on her perceived rival. After noticing her photo of herself and Miko at the shrine has garnered multiple likes on social media, Hana decides to pick up photography as a hobby. Taking advantage of this, Yuria suggests that they go to a scenic spot in the mountains for a photo shoot. As they travel there, Yuria reveals they'll have to travel through a haunted tunnel to reach the spot. As expected, the tunnel is full of low-level ghosts, which Yuria hopes can force Miko to admit she can see them. However, what Yuria doesn't see is a higher-level ghost that arrives and begins devouring the other ghosts. From Yuria's perspective, she thinks that Miko is effortlessly exorcising the ghosts. As Yuria continues to try and get Miko's attention, the high-level ghost becomes attracted to them. The shrine spirit maidens then intervene and chase off the ghost, giving Miko, Yuria, and Hana the opportunity to leave the tunnel. On the trip home, Hana takes a picture of all 3 of them and sends it to Miko and Yuria, accepting Yuria as her new friend. Yuria, who has always been considered an outcast, is touched by Hana's kindness. As they are eating bread from a pastry shop, Yuria wonders why so many ghosts gathered in the tunnel when she notices a small ghost clinging to Hana's leg that gets burnt from her aura and she figures out the reason. As she is about to tell Hana, she misunderstands that Miko is threatening her not to say anything about it and gets intimidated by her. Miko and Kyoyusuke go out shopping for a birthday present for their mother. Despite being haunted by an attendant ghost, Miko and Kyoyusuke are able to pick a pair of matching mugs as the gift. On the train home, Miko sees an axe-wielding ghost attacking the passengers on the train, though its axe passes through them harmlessly. Regardless, Miko is terrified when she sees the axe ghost attack and capture another ghost inside a person sitting beside her. Although Miko avoids reacting when it attacks her, she wets herself and has to get off the train early. Later, Miko and Hana help their teacher pack up, as she is going on maternity leave. Miko then sees a ghost apparently haunting her teacher's womb, and she reveals that she was previously pregnant, but her child died. Miko then realizes the ghost is the spirit of the deceased child, which has returned to protect his sibling. That night, Miko ponders why she's able to see ghosts, and wonders if she should try helping or confronting them but decides to keep ignoring them when she sees a disgusting one near a vending machine. The next day, the substitute teacher for Miko's class arrives, and she's horrified to see that it is Zen Tono, the man who she previously saw who is haunted by evil cat spirits. Meanwhile, the scarred man is seen still taking care of his newly adopted cat and celebrates his wedding anniversary in honor of his deceased wife. While trying to avoid Zen and the ghosts haunting him, Miko accidentally encounters Yuria eating alone in the bathroom. Since a large ghost is haunting the bathroom, Miko advises Yuria to stop eating in there, and Hana suggests that Yuria can eat lunch with them from now on. Miko then resolves to keep an eye on Zen, but suddenly a large female ghost appears and threatens her not to look at him. The three girls then decide to go to a haunted house event to win a free box of donuts. While Miko doesn't initially react to the conventional haunted house scares, she has an epiphany that the haunted house attraction is a place where she can openly show fear without attracting the attention of ghosts. Miko ends up with a much better mood after being able to let out her feelings of fear in a moment of catharsis. As the girls return home, they pass by Mitsu's closed-down shop and wonder what she is doing. In the countryside, Mitsu has taken up farming to help out her family. Zen hears from his neighbor that someone is apparently murdering cats in their neighborhood. He then heads to school where he starts teaching his class. Miko finds it increasingly difficult to focus on class due to the large female ghost haunting Zen, warning everyone not to look at him. When Hana feels faint from hunger, Miko takes the chance to bring her to the infirmary just so she can leave the classroom. However, Miko begins to wonder if the ghosts haunting Zen are affecting Hana's life aura, which is what is making her hungrier than usual. While accompanying Hana to a park, Miko accidentally attracts the attention of a hostile ghost posing as a human child, which then tries to attack her, but it is destroyed by the Shrine Maiden spirits. Miko then realizes that the Shrine Spirit words 3 times meant the Shrine Maidens would only protect her 3 times, and she has already inadvertently called on their aid twice, leaving only one more chance to use them for protection. Later that night, a man approaches a cat with the intent to harm it, but he is forced to leave when a pair of students happen to pass by. A flashback reveals that as a child, Zen was raised by an extremely overbearing mother. In the present, Miko secretly follows Zen to try and find evidence of wrongdoing so he can be removed from the school. She sees Zen encounter a kitten, and fearing he will harm it, intervenes to take it away from him. However, as she tries to run away, the kitten escapes from her grasp and runs onto the road. Zen then dives in to rescue the kitten, being hit by a car in the process. Another flashback shows a young Zen secretly adopting a stray kitten, only for his mother to find out and kill it, further traumatizing him. At the hospital, Zen reveals to Miko that he's been trying to look for a criminal who has been attacking cats. Zen's friend Satoru then arrives and explains Zen's family situation to Miko, and she realizes the ghost haunting Zen is the ghost of his mother. She then taunts the ghost into attacking her, causing the Shrine Maiden spirits to destroy her and up Miko's 3rd chance. After the ghost of Zen's mother is destroyed, Zen begins to feel better now that he is no longer haunted by her and lets go of his old burdens and guilt. This allows the cat spirits surrounding him to be purified and pass away peacefully, including the spirit of his old pet kitten. Miko then arranges for him to adopt the kitten he had rescued. Later, Zen manages to intercept the person attacking the cats and knocks him out with a taser. However, the fate of the man remains unknown as police put up a missing persons poster for him. At school, Miko gets the idea to try and thank the shrine spirit for helping her, so she travels to the shrine to give an offering. However, this appears to anger the shrine spirit, which then moves to devour her. Miko then awakens in bed, her shrine visit being nothing but a nightmare. She then goes about her day, now having gotten accustomed to seeing ghosts, and ignoring them, though she still wonders how and why she is suddenly able to see ghosts. However, as she walks home with Hana and Yuria, the shrine spirit and the shrine maidens can be seen secretly following Miko. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. If you want to watch more anime summaries, click on the next video.